I could be alone in this, but likely I'm not. And yes, it's in relation to sneakers because duh, sneaker releases. Is it just me? This is going to be one of those videos. Is it just me? And it's okay if it is just me. I don't think I have any business knowing right now, still, when I'm filming this, April of 2024, what's coming out in 2025. And I mean like extensively, like a whole rundown. We are in the age of information, but it truly just removes us from being able to live and exist in the moment. Like it removes it. It truly does. I don't even think we realize how much that happens. You know, it can be technology, it can be fashion, it can be any number of things. We're always just looking ahead. What's next? What's next? What's next? And I think it does create this feeling of it never being enough and we're never content and we're always chasing. And so many of us have fallen into that, right? We've expressed this. Once you see that a shoe is coming out and you, back in the day, you entered raffle after raffle after raffle. Now, you may not have to do that as much now because sneakers are more readily available. And I love that for us. I absolutely, positively love it. We don't have to enter a million different raffles just to take the L. On most releases now, there will be some where you're still going to have to put in, as they say, the footwork. And that can be for anything that is hyped up. It's a collaboration. Listen, when it comes to Travis Scott, I'm a firm believer a lot of the shoes would not sell the way they do if they didn't have his name attached to it. That's just personally how I feel. I know I'm not alone in that because a lot of you have expressed this all over social media in relation to the Jumpman Jack coming out and stating, hey, those who are just really into trainers would like them, regardless of his name being attached. But if it wasn't, people would not be falling all over themselves like they are right now for that $200 trainer where I've seen Wear Tester's video, so the packaging is amazing. Like, the packaging looks great, but the packaging is outshining the shoe. So I don't know the value that's there, but that's for every consumer you got to make that decision on your own. But you're not having to enter all these raffles, but we would chase and you get the shoe in and you're super excited, right? But before the shoe has even arrived to your doorstep, you were already looking ahead to what is the next release? What's the next thing I'm going after? You didn't even care about what you just said was so important. What was the must have? What was the pair you just needed? So the need quickly faded, did it not? And this is where we are. We're 2024, and it just happens. I understand it's the norm now. I'm just voicing my opinion here on my platform that I'm not a fan of it. I mean, just take a look, right? Well, now, clearly, though, let me just give flowers and respect. Like, the best sneaker page in terms of publication, and kind of in a way, in terms of news that you could follow if you are into Jordans, and that would be Z Sneakerheads, but I am just, there's so much that's already on here that's coming out in 2025, and I'm like, just no breaks, right? So, of course, we know the 85, the Air Jordan 1 bread will return. Will I go after that? That could be something I go after. Just because I am in the process. I'm gonna get rid of some sneakers, right? So you guys are gonna see that. I'm gonna do a video possibly about that as well, just in terms of kind of a detachment and a realization I came to with a lot of pairs. But like, I have the Flyknit pair, and the thing about it, listen, you know how many sneakers don't get a whole lot of wear that they should get? Tons. So that's gonna be one that I think I get rid of, and I would love to just have the leather pair. And if you're gonna have an 85 pair, that takes the cake. So that's set to return. What else? Okay, the hydrogen blue, which I think I'm along the lines of a lot of people. They're probably going to make this a women's exclusive, which is really going to piss off a lot of men instead of them just making this a unisex shoe. And it's not that I don't think women, we absolutely deserve exclusives based on being ignored for so many years by the brand in the industry. But I think the brand could benefit from just making them unisex, and that would encompass extended sizing for both men and women that wear larger sizes than like a men's 10. And I just think that would make a lot of people a little happier. The Air Jordan 1 Low Obsidian is dropping. Again, like, we're just everything that's gonna run down. One, I already have that. It's here. It's here. You can't see it. It's not in frame, but it's down here. So I don't need the low. But you can just continue to run down his page. We're gonna get a black 4 with netting on it. We can look to get the black metallic. Okay, so the OG. I'm sure so many people are excited for that to return. And then we have what else is dropping? Yeah, that's going to be the main one, but just, we're going to continue to get release after release after release for 2025. I shouldn't know what's coming out in 2025. I shouldn't. You know why? I should be able to, one, enjoy the pairs that are all around me that I already have, okay? Let's just start there. And a lot of you are already doing that. Great. I'm happy we're on this path together. And then number two, focusing on what's coming out just in this year, because we still don't know. And I appreciate some brands, they don't show their hand immediately for the whole year. That is something that I appreciate. And whether you are going after pairs and you're chasing them at a really high rate, or maybe you just really want to admire what's being released, right? Just some of the beauty in being into sneakers is seeing what's coming out and seeing what did this designer, what did this creative cook up in their mind, and what did they bring to life for consumers to enjoy. I truly appreciate that. I will always appreciate that. But damn, I do not need to know everything that is coming out. I don't. And I'm also filming this on the day that Kendrick diss track dropped. And of course, I was trying to be productive, and every group chat, everything is just blowing up. And I'm like, I need to mute this because I need to focus. But there's a whole lot said in there, whole lot said. Of course, everybody wants to go back and forth. What was the better track and all this? Listen, one just was a straight roast, and the other may have more playability. It just, I'm sure there are going to be people on different sides because Drake stands are crazy. And I'm a person that, listen, I like a lot of Drake tracks, okay? A lot of them, but you just got to call it what it is, okay? That's all I'm going to say. A lot of things that I don't know that you can just like let roll off your back, but you know, we'll see what happens there. So yeah, when it comes to, I should not know all the sneakers that are coming out in 2025. On the flip side, in relation to basketball, the game lost a great to retirement. Like, could arguably be your greatest, your GOAT when it comes to women's basketball. And for some, she's actually just in their like top 10, men and women. It doesn't matter. And I'm absolutely speaking about Candace Nicole Parker. A lot of us were, listen, we were emotional. We were in some tears. We were super excited for the kickoff of the WNBA training camp all across the league. And then we were hit with that post by her. And of course, she had a whole bars because if you know Candace, if you know Ace, if you know CP3, then you know that she's gonna go with a whole bar. But she gave every little thing she could give to this game since, I mean, a young phenom in Naperville, Illinois. She signed with Tennessee, and that was such a big deal then. Then the Candace effect was a very real thing. The Candace Parker effect was a real thing. You tuned into Tennessee, what her and Pat Summitt did. She went into the league, still the only player to ever receive MVP and Rookie of the Year in the exact same year. She won a ring with the Los Angeles Sparks, went back home to the Chicago Sky to win a ring, and then she also won it with my Las Vegas Aces. And you never really understand the impact that someone had on you until something monumental happens, like their retirement from the very avenue with which you were drawn to them, and it hits you. And it hurts because sports is just so much bigger, and it shocks you to your core. It was jarring. It was hard to focus on Sunday, let me say that, but it's just been such a blessing as a fan to be able to witness everything that Candace brought to the game. I mean, hell, if you look at any number of records in the WNBA, and a lot also in college because she was just an all-around amazing player, she holds them. Like, her name is brought up in some way, and it's just amazing to see. And then you saw the outpouring of love and support by current players right now in the league who are greats, whether it's Breanna Stewart and Jewel Lloyd and Skylar Diggins, and they were all shocked, but they had so many great things to say. Leah Boston, she's modeled her game so much after Candace Parker. A lot of bigs have, because she kind of became like the big guard, the positionless guard / forward that could do it all. And we just say thank you. We just say thank you, Ace. So it's a fun time for basketball, especially with the NBA Finals. We're moving along. I am also not a fan of 7 games for the first series. Like, I understand they did it just to milk more money out of TV deals and everything, but you risk players getting hurt. It also just drones on. If you lose 3 games, can we just go ahead and let you be done in the first first series? That's just how I feel personally. So please, guys, go ahead and comment below your thoughts about us having 7 games in the NBA Final. I would just love conference finals. Go ahead and have 7 games. For sure in the NBA Finals, but right now in these early rounds, we don't need that. I don't personally feel like we need that. Just like I don't think that I need to know every pair that's starting to come out in 2025. It's just all too much. Let me live in the moment, okay? And hopefully you enjoy the moment and any time you spend here on the channel. I truly appreciate it, and hopefully you guys caught my recent video, because you know what? Just because you pass on a shoe, it doesn't make it trash, and I'm really tired of seeing that all over social media. All right, so check that video out. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.